Have you ever found yourself reaching for just one more slice of cheese and then another, and you're kind of like, why can't I stop? Well, today we're going to get into the mind-blowing science behind that craving. It's not just about taste, folks. Something much, much deeper is going on here.
So get this. Scientists at the University of Michigan did a study with about 500 people. They asked them, what is the single most addictive food you can think of? And you know what they said? It wasn't sugar. It wasn't chocolate. Nope. The number one answer was cheese. And the reason is absolutely wild. It's because cheese contains chemicals that act on your brain in a way that's disturbingly similar to, well, drugs.
So what is it? What's the secret? Why is it almost impossible to say no to that second or third or fourth piece? Well, it turns out it's this insane combination of chemistry, our own biology, and even some clever psychology. So let's do this. Let's count down the top 10 most addictive cheeses on the planet.
All right, let's kick off our countdown. Coming in at number 10, we've got Gruyère. Now, this isn't just your average Swiss cheese. We're talking the favorite of historical heavyweights like Napoleon. Its secret weapon is an absolutely massive amount of glutamic acid. This stuff hammers the umami receptors in your brain. You know umami, right? It's that super savory, meaty fifth taste. Scientists basically call it the flavor of addiction because it sends a signal to your brain that says, hey, this is awesome, get more of it now.
At number 9, it's a cheese you definitely know, cheddar. I mean, it's the most popular cheese in the entire world, and there's a very good reason for that. But its power doesn't just come from its taste. Oh no. It comes from a specific chemical compound, and this is where the science starts to get really, really weird.
Okay, so here's where it gets absolutely nuts. When you eat cheese, your body breaks down its proteins into these little fragments called casomorphins. Now get this, casomorphins latch onto the exact same opioid receptors in your brain that morphine does. Yeah, you heard me right. It's like a super, super mild, feel-good painkiller. And what almost no one knows is that the older the cheddar, the higher the concentration. So that 2-year-old extra sharp cheddar, it's not just more flavorful, it is chemically, literally, more addictive.
Coming in at number 8 is the cheese that broke the internet, raclette. This thing is what I call a triple threat. You've got tons of fat hitting those dopamine buttons, you've got lots of salt cranking up the flavor, and of course, you've got those casomorphins we just talked about. But its biggest, most powerful weapon is something you don't even need to eat to feel.
That's right. Just watching that lava flow of gooey melted cheese get scraped onto a plate triggers something called anticipatory dopamine. Your brain literally gives you a little reward, a little chemical hit, just because it thinks it's about to eat it. So now you know why you can't stop watching those viral raclette videos. Your brain is getting a free high. Okay, we've covered taste and sight. But for number 7, we're going in a totally different direction. The addiction behind this next cheese has everything to do with what you hear. So there was this study at Oxford University, and they found that the squeaky sound you hear when you bite into grilled halloumi actually makes it taste up to 15% better. See, when you grill it, this thing called the Maillard reaction happens. That's the browning that makes food taste amazing. It creates all these new aromas. And that squeak forces your brain to stop and pay attention to every single one of them. It's wild, right? All right, at number 6, we have feta. And our obsession with this one goes way back. It's not just a preference. It's practically a biological programming that's been hardwired into us for thousands of years.
So here's the crucial part. This craving isn't really a choice you're making. You're programmed for it. See, human milk actually has casomorphins in it, and it's thought that this helps encourage a baby to keep feeding and creates that bond. So we're basically born with a predisposition to want this stuff, and cheese just reactivates that program later in life. It's a craving that starts from birth.
Up until now, we've basically been talking about how nature makes cheese addictive. Well, now we're going to talk about how humans do it. At number 5 is processed cheese. And let me tell you, this stuff wasn't made in a barn. It was engineered in a lab to be as addictive as possible. Big food companies have literally spent millions of dollars to find what they call the Bliss Point. It's the scientifically perfect, lab-tested ratio of fat and salt that hits a sweet spot in your brain. It's designed to make you want more and more and more without ever actually feeling full. They even add stuff to make it melt instantly in your mouth, because the faster you taste it, the bigger the reward. It's a total cheat code for your brain.
Okay, at number 4, we've got aged Parmesan. And this cheese has a superpower. It can trick you into eating more, even when your stomach is screaming, "I'm full."
I mean, just look at this chart. Aged Parmesan has the highest natural concentration of glutamate on planet Earth. That's more than soy sauce.
Glutamates send a powerful signal to your brain that basically just says, protein, keep eating, don't stop. It's so intense that it can actually bypass the signals from your stomach telling you you're full. It's a delicious, delicious trick.
We're in the top 3 now, and we're moving from pure chemistry into the world of psychology. At number 3 is Brie, a cheese that is a master of manipulation. And its mind games begin before you even pick up a knife.
It's a 1-2 punch to your brain. First, you see that soft, fluffy white rind. It triggers what scientists call a cuteness response. It's the same thing that makes you go, "ah," when you see a puppy. It actually calms you down. Then, you slice into it and see that gooey, creamy inside, and your brain releases a flood of serotonin, the happiness hormone. So it calms you, and then it makes you happy. It's a complete psychological reward loop.
Our runner-up at number 2 is Comté. People have literally written poems about this cheese, and it turns out there's a really fascinating scientific reason why it feels so romantic.
Get this, a really good aged Comté can have over 200 different aroma and flavor compounds. That's more than you'll find in most dark chocolate. And this creates what scientists call a hedonic cascade. Your brain gets hit with so much information at once that it just gets overwhelmed. It can't process it all. And its only solution is to say, I need another bite. I have to figure this out. It's like an incredibly delicious puzzle that you can never, ever solve.
And here we are, the #1 most addictive cheese on the planet. This isn't just a food, it's a phenomenon. Aged Gouda is the grand finale. It combines almost every single addictive property we've talked about, and it's the main reason that some scientists are seriously arguing that cheese should be classified as an addictive substance. Aged Gouda is the perfect storm. You've got the opiate-like Casomorphins making you feel good, you've got the glutamates making you crave more, but then it adds a third killer ingredient, tyramine. This stuff develops as the cheese ages, and it gives you a physical rush, almost like a little hit of caffeine. It's not just making you feel happy and hungry, it's actively stimulating your nervous system.
And if after all that you're still not convinced, this is the final piece of evidence. Studies have actually shown that when people try to completely cut cheese out of their diet, they can suffer from real physical withdrawal symptoms, just like quitting coffee, headaches, irritability, mood swings. This isn't just in your head. Your body is physically demanding its next fix.
So there you have it. Cheese isn't just food. It's a complex chemical cocktail, designed by nature and perfected by humans to be completely irresistible. Which really only leaves one question, right? The next time you're standing in front of the fridge, reaching for that slice, are you the one making the choice?
Go ahead and share this with your friend who always says they could give up cheese tomorrow, because now you have the science to call their bluff. And if you want to keep digging into the hidden secrets of the food we eat every day, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You will never look at your dinner plate the same way again.